My. Good morning, everyone, and God bless. As you see, I put my good old friend, my ambassador of all ambassadors, my bestest, I say, example of a good Samaritan in American history, Martin Luther King, up on the screen for you this morning. Because I just wanted to start your day with a FYI. Why not? Just why not? Why not start the day with giving thanks to a leader that helped lead us into the next stage of our life in the new year by giving recognition to a black man that will be recognized on January 20th. They're talking about everybody else on January 20th, but they're not talking about a pioneer that helped others in the whole society of America succeed. So I wanted to start the day by giving thanks to Martin Luther King and all his people like him that gave us the opportunity to breathe air and enjoy our civil liberties. We're going to get up today. We're going to give God thanks. We can give cheer. We can help others. We can donate. We can say things, get jobs. We can be fruitful and travel the world, all because there was leadership in the past that got us across the finish line. And for example, Martin Luther King was great for a lot of reasons. MLK Day needs to be recognized for a lot of reasons because we're about to go into a time where people feel uncertain, people feel unsure. It's a day to honor life and achievements. So we need to go and support people who do civil rights. We need to be more affirmed in our beliefs that Martin Luther King was a great leader for people with civil liberty. So if you're doing something with gender affirmation, because that's all we're going to hear. Okay, but let's make sure that when you say your civil liberties, you're not only worried about yourself and your self-interest and your feelings and your medical costs and all these other things that's grave to you, but you take a second to think about the young man Robert that just got beat up and killed by the police. Take a second and think about Aubrey, who was running through your neighborhood and got murdered for just running. And we just get one day out of the year. He's the only African American male in American history that gets recognized for his achievements. That's a big deal. We have so many people that we supposed to give all these accolades to and recognition to, but God is the biggest one of them all. And we fail to realize that Martin Luther King stood on the pretense, on the presence of a belief system of instructions of good faith. Now, I didn't say you had to believe in Jesus, Yahweh, Hinduism, Yahwism. I'm not speaking on that term. What I'm giving fruit to is that God delivered us a man who has one day out of the year to be recognized for his achievements. That's not many of them. You can't stop back in your day and say, "Oh yeah, Gandhi. Gandhi's not an American citizen. That was an African American male that made this society the way it is today." Martin Luther King was a leader in a democracy, a republic democracy. He was part of it. He was a very fruitful individual for a lot of people and for a lot of reasons. He was able to articulate, allow you to get a microphone and speak in front of other individuals. You don't have too many people right now that's willing to stand up and side with both sides to say all and everything and everyone is equal and they deserving of that. Right now, we're in a position where you got people advocating for one self interest or ideology or so I can get voted back into the position that I'm already in. And you want bold leaders, but you still want leaders that have the understanding like Jeffries. Jeffries is a good speaker for the Democratic base. He's very straight to the point. He doesn't have to do all that ad libbing and making stuff up. He's a great leader. Go and recognize your civil leaders. Your civil rights leaders are very important right now. These are the people that when they're out there, they're the ones getting the nasty phone calls. They're the ones getting the nasty voicemails. They're the ones getting threats and told that their personal life and their children's life is on the line because They want your life to be better for a better reason. And that's what Martin Luther King's Day is all about. And we need to give that a recognition also. Not just because someone's getting elected and put in office, we should be recognizing Martin Luther King on Inauguration Day. Donald Trump should take time out and talk about how the civil liberties of America is shaped America's culture. We shouldn't be so divisive and making people feel as though they're not welcome in America, because Martin Luther King's dream was that all, not broke niggas or one group of individuals with a black mentality. He didn't speak on those type of things. So why all of a sudden we okay one group of people to delegitimize us, but we had a leader that shaped American history. Let's give examples. So Martin Luther King was celebrated on 1986. Okay, his day was created in 1986. So we're in 2024. Good morning. We're in 2024. So we've been celebrating Martin Luther King Day for a mighty, mighty long time, before some of you lads were even born. So the inauguration day has also been on that day every year also. So that also shapes America's politics, because it's a civil duty that the president actually is afforded. He's out trying to make the world better for each and every individual in the society. Now, you can't make everybody happy. So we understand that most businesses will be closed on those days. But the ideal things that Martin Luther King was advocating was education, educating voters, advocating for policy changes, and organizing community dialogue, meaning that each and every one of us have a civil liberty to be afforded these things, because Martin Luther King was a champion of it. So if you block hustling and you want to talk about gang, Martin Luther King wasn't really not against that. He was actually afforded you the opportunity to talk about your block. But he wanted you to tell your block, I need you to vote for these rules so we can get rid of these old laws that lock us up. That's basically what his agenda was about. So at the end of the day, by you not letting Martin Luther King's dream on, you can't abolish these old laws that they are hindering us with. These slavish, indignative ways they're stuck with, because people are not doing their due diligence in supporting the dream that Martin Luther King had. You got people taking over your neighborhood. Hold up. You got people taking over. Martin Luther King said to organize community dialogue. Why are you losing your communities to outsiders? Because you're not working as a team to make sure that your community with HUD, Section 8, Housing Authority, you're not working with these people to say, hey, we understand you're getting fair market value, but we live and work here. I live down the street. This is overbroad and overbearing. Where's the lawyers that help the poor just to survive? You only see Crump come around when a black family gets killed. Where's Crump around when the education system gets taken apart? See, there's a difference in sensationalism when you're protecting the well-being of everyone who's afforded the same equalities as everyone else. There's a big difference. When you advocate for that, you could wake up in the morning, wash your ass, brush your teeth, and you can speak on it. But when you are aligning yourself with, I got to wake up, I got to get my PR, I got to read what's going on with the internet, and you can't speak from your heart stronger than you can from your mouth, then why do you think these rules, these simple four little things Martin Luther King created to make it a guideline? He ain't make it hard. He just said organize community, dialogue, educate voters, advocate policy change, and register new voters. That was his agenda. That's it. That's all he wanted. So everyone can have an equal opportunity to speak to one another. You wouldn't have everyone talking about, oh, you let these immigrants in our country. Oh, let's have community dialogue. Let's have this church and this church and this church get together with their beliefs, their belief systems, their racist inequities. We all have them. You act like because you rich and light skinned and privileged in America. That's why a lot of people need to watch The Imitation of Life. If you go watch that movie, Imitation of Life, you see Aunt Jemima, which is the lady that's on pancakes, is the mother that worked her ass off to get her child a better quality of life. but it was handed to her because she was light skinned. So her mother didn't have to work as hard as the next person, because once a man realized that she was a woman of color, he wanted to hide that inequality and give her the best quality of life, because everybody accepted her as the light skinned chick. She was white. Meanwhile, she was black. That's the imitation of life. So you afforded a better quality of life because you perceived to be more equitable around them. Yeah, look at that. Look, he little. What country are you from? You not all. You not African. This motherfucker is Zimbabwe. He from Ghana. He just so happened to be albino. He suffers from albinoism. So you imagine us walking to all you light skinned niggas and be like, y'all niggas just suffer from albinoism. You be mad. So why is this okay for you to have this terminology that we have a condition? Every community has a condition. That's why Martin Luther King said, advocate for community dialogue. Have a blessed day.